The game is balanced. Kinda. Smash Ultimate has been out for almost 5 years and a lot of things have changed. The meta has been going up and down, characters getting ridiculous nerfs and buffs, a lot of young players are rising up, and DLC is a nightmare to deal with. Speaking of DLC, we all know who currently is the best character right now. Steve. Yeah, a silly block character that places blocks on the stage while mining materials and dealing ungodly amounts of damage just by doing one move. But seeing Smash Ultimate compared to the other Smash games, I believe that Smash Ultimate is the only Smash game as of now the most balanced one. Why I say this is because Ultimate isn't run by one character in the meta. I know it sounds kinda dumb for me to say, but think about it. Over the years, many characters were considered the best, Pikachu of course. A lot of people thought this was the best character in the game. But the problem was that Pikachu didn't get many results in the early meta of Ultimate. Isam was the only known player that had good results with Pikachu, but he only had one tournament win in 2019, which was Glitch 7. This was also the same year that people considered Joker actually being the best character because of MKLeo. Forward through time, COVID would hit the Smash community really hard, and they had no choice but to run tournaments online. During the online era, Spargo was considered to be the best online player in NA and being a rising star in late 2019. What I liked about Spargo was that he was using Cloud, which at the time people thought that Cloud wasn't as good as he was back in Smash 4. He was still an average character, but not a lot of players were pushing him in the meta. It was in 2020 that Spargo would start to place top 8 and even won tournaments with Cloud, thus Cloud still being a somewhat good character. You just had to actually be good with him and not play brain dead. During the same year, another player would start to rise up and it would be a Sonic player from Dominican Republic, Sonics. Just like Spargo, he started placing top 8 in online tournaments and even had some wins, but they weren't as much as Spargo's. You may be wondering why I'm bringing these two players up. Remember what I said about Joker and Pikachu being the best characters in the game? Well, apparently they weren't as dominant in the online meta. As you can see here, Leo didn't use Joker. I remember Leo saying that the reason why he didn't use Joker was because of how bad the input to Leo was in Smash Online, which meant that he couldn't do crazy combos like he did offline. But it didn't stop him from getting good results with a character like Byleth. As for Esam, well, he didn't enter many online tournaments and his placing in those tournaments are kinda mid. They weren't bad, but not good either. Players like Spargo and Sonic were the ones that were dominating in the online scene, using characters that no one expected to be really strong. Especially with Sonic, since almost everyone thought that Sonic was the most strongest and annoying character in the online meta, in which he actually is, but it did stop other players beating him. Okay, so here's what I think about the whole online era in 2020. It was pretty decent since there are some variety of players using different characters, and even though there was someone like Sonic's using of course Sonic, there are times he'd lose to players that use different characters and not the same ones all the time. This also includes Spargo as well. In all fairness, it's really hard to know the matchup on any character, since Ultimate has over 80 characters. So yeah, in 2020, people think that Joker and Pikachu are still the best, but don't have very good online results. But those people would never know that one DLC character in that year would actually be the best character in the game. But I'll talk about him later. Fast forward to 2021, Pyramithra gets released. Spargo and Leo try out the character, realizing that this character's kinda busted. They would eventually main them and get really good results with them. After all of that, people think that Aegis is the best character in the game, and others still believe that Joker and Pikachu are still the best, but again, not very much results, and the only result I see is Esam winning Glitch 8.5. 2022, Spargo started to overthrow Leo, two young players from Japan, Okolo and Miya, making their big debut, one of them maining Steve and one of them maining Game & Watch. This is also the year Sonic starts to get top 8 at majors and would even win his first major yet. This was also the year that people started to believe that Steve is actually a strong character, including Kazuya with his 0 to death combos, and would even place him in the top 3 best characters in the game. Overall, characters like Joker, Wario, Pikachu, ZSS, Palutena, and PT have been going down in the tier list. Some because of the nerfs they add, and some people dropping those characters in favor of better ones. One player that I've seen that has been dedicated a lot to his main is Gluttony. Wario has been a strong character in the early meta, and has been dropping off over the years because of the nerfs he's gotten, including Tweak who dropped Wario in favor of Diddy Kong. Despite this, Gluto has been doing very well this year and was actually able to win Pound 2022 and get second place at both Genesis 8 and Ultimate Fighting Arena 2022. It just goes to show that Wario is still a relevant character in the current meta thanks to Gluto. Oh yeah, I also can't forget Quid winning Let's Make Big Moves in the first month of the year, truly a best moment for PT mains. And oh yeah, Riddle's winning the Big House 10 with Kazuya, yeah, one of my favorite players of all time. And here we are now in 2023. Steve is still a strong character, but Spargo and Sonics will always come out on top. Eastham still thinks that Pikachu is busted, but still no damn results from him, except Shiny Mark. Shiny Mark Pikachu will always be the best. Throughout this year, former top players like MKLeo and Tweak haven't been doing very well. Sure, sometimes they'll get top 8, but haven't been able to win majors yet. Probably because of the sponsorship curse. The 4 characters in the top we see is Cloud, Sonic, Game & Watch, and of course, Steve. You know, despite this, they're not really as dominant as you think. They'll still lose to other top players, and they'll even lose to players outside of top 20. Smash Ultimate isn't like the other Smash games. One character isn't the main meta of the game. Every character will always have that one losing matchup. I like Smash Ultimate because of players using different characters that I would never have thought would be able to succeed at a high level. It's good to see that, especially with low tiers. So yeah, I basically just told you that every top player has their own character and they win majors. I don't see Pikachu winning majors a lot or Steve, Onin winning Gomoling Super Smash Con. I'm just gonna say that Smash Ultimate is balanced. And unfair. And also Pikachu isn't busted, and this whole time Sonic was the actual busted character in the game. Everyone, thanks for watching, and yeah, have a great day. See ya.